Hello friends, welcome you to Mohan Sir's classes. Today we will learn and discuss about subject and predicate. Subject and predicate. So, without wasting much time, let us begin our lesson subject and predicate. We all write every single day, whether it is a text, message, report, or email. And that means we all compose sentences that are crafted from different parts. Yup, there are different parts of sentence. And guess what? Learning what the different part of sentence are called can show a mastery of language. So friends, we all write every single day. Either it is you, me, or everyone. We write yes or no? Yeah, we write every single day. So whether it may be a text message, report, or email. As we have the practice of writing, every day we write something because as we are studying or as we are in a profession or if you are not in a profession also, every day we write. Sometimes it may be a text message, sometimes it may be a report, sometimes it may be email, or for student we have what copies, fair copies of many things, or for we have make a different kinds of composition like we write essays, we write letters, we write telegram, or like a notice writing, paragraph writing, thesis writing, story writing, many writings are there. And that means we all compose sentences that are crafted from different parts. So from this example we come to know that we all compose sentence. Though every day we may not write essay, letter, or story writing, notice writing, paragraph writing, even then we write at least something. Especially we write our fair copy, we complete our notes, etc. So at least we write or we compose something every day. So that's why we have to know that there are different part of sentence. For composing all these things, we need to know that there are different parts of sentence. And learning what are the different part of sentence are called what? Mastery of language. Understood? For learning what are the different part of sentence are called what? Mastery of language. By elementary school, kids begin learning about the different part of sentence. We know that from the class 1, class 2 or the primary level, students learn about different part of sentence or the kids they learn different part of sentence. These parts gives each word a job. These parts give each word a job. And every complete sentence need two things. That means to complete a sentence, we need what? Two things. First one, a subject. Second one, a predicate. Understood? To make a sentence complete or is every sentence, there are two things important, or to complete a sentence, we need two things. What are those two things? First one is a subject and second one is a predicate. But what exactly are they? What exactly a subject and predicate, that we will discuss in this class or today's class. So let us listen carefully and try to understand. Each sentence has two parts. Just I said that each sentence has two parts, or to complete a sentence we need two things. What are that? Subject and predicate. Subject and predicate. So now let us discuss what is a subject. What is a subject? The part which means the person or thing we are speaking about is called subject of the sentence. What is a sentence? The definition says that the part which means the person or thing we are speaking about is called subject of the sentence. That means in a sentence about a person or about a thing we are speaking or we are talking, that part is called subject of the sentence. Listen carefully. In a sentence, when we speak about someone or something, that part is called what? Subject of the sentence. Let us take an example. The cat is sleeping in the sun. The cat is sleeping in the sun. The word cat is the subject. The word cat is the subject. So can you tell me in this sentence about whom or what we are speaking? In this sentence we are speaking what? A cat. In this sentence we are speaking about the cat. That's why cat is the subject in this sentence. So what is the subject? That means the person or things we are speaking about is called what? Subject of the sentence. Understood? The person or thing we are speaking about or about whom or about what we are speaking, that is the subject of that sentence. As in this example you learn that the cat is sleeping in the sun. So in this sentence we are speaking about whom? Speaking about cat. That's why cat is the subject of this sentence. Hope you understood. Secondly, we have to learn about what is predicate. The part which tells something about the subject is called predicate of the sentence. So, what is predicate? That means the part which tells something about the subject. The part which tells something about the subject is called predicate of the sentence. Let us take an example of the same sentence. The cat is sleeping in the sun. The cat is sleeping in the sun. So can you tell me what is the subject? Here cat is the subject. Next, what is predicate? That means the part which tells something about the subject. Look at here, is sleeping in the sun. So this is, or you can say sleeping in the sun is speaking about the cat. Listen carefully. The cat is sleeping in the sun. So sleeping in the sun is speaking about whom? Sleeping in the sun is speaking about cat. That's why it is said that the part which speak about or tell something about the subject, that part is called what? Predicate. Or in this sentence, this sentence, sleeping in the sun is speaking about the cat. And what is cat? Cat is the subject. That's why sleeping in the sun is the predicate in this sentence. Understood? The part which tells something about the subject is called the predicate of that sentence. How can you tell the difference? That means, how can we tell the difference between a subject and predicate? Let us learn. One way to remember the difference between the two is the subject will be a noun or pronoun. The predicate will be contain a verb in addition to a possible modifier. So this paragraph or from here we will learn that how to differentiate or find out the difference between the subject and predicate. So how we can find out the subject and predicate? So subject will be a noun or pronoun. In a sentence, subject will be a what? Noun or a pronoun. And what is predicate? The predicate will contain a verb in addition to a possible modifier. That means in predicate there will be verb and extra modifier. Understood? So if you can differentiate or find out the difference, so it is very easy that subject contains what? Either it will be a noun or pronoun. Example, look at here. The cat is sleeping in the sun. So here the cat is the subject. So what is cat? It is a noun. That's why we can easily find out that it is the subject. Understood? The subject will be a noun or pronoun. But what will be predicate? Predicate will be contain what? Verb or adverb, or we can say or other possible modifier. So in this way we can identify or differentiate between the subject and predicate. Now let us learn something more about subject. Something more about subject. Subject can be divided into following parts. So far we are learning about what is subject and what is predicate. But now let us learn that subject can be divided into following parts. In which are the parts? First one is head word. The main word of subject, it may be a noun or pronoun. Just we discuss that. The main word of the subject, it may be a noun or it may be a pronoun. Second, determiners. This, that, those, these, a, are, the, any, some, are the determiners words. So sometimes these determiners may be the subject of the sentence. So what are the determiners? Those are this, that, this, those, a, and, the, any, some, many. So these word may be the subject of a sentence. These are used before the head word. These are used before the head word. So let us see some example. A boy is flying a kite. A boy is flying a kite. So what is the head word over here? Boy. Boy is the head word and it is a noun. It is a noun. It is a what? Common noun. And look at the determiners a. As we learn that these words are used before head word. Which words? These words. So look at here. A is used before boy and boy is the head word because it is a noun. So here a boy is flying a kite. In this sentence a boy is the subject and is flying kite is the predicate. Next, this pen is mine. This pen is mine. So this is the determiner. This is a determiner. So here this is what? The subject, pen is mine, is predicate. Next is adjective. Adjective is used before head word and it modifies a noun or pronoun as. So where the adjective is used, seems like determiners, adjective also used before the head word and it modifies a noun or pronoun. It modifies a noun or pronoun. Let us look at the example. Clever for. So the first example, clever fox was drinking water. Sorry for mistake, it is not okay for, it is what? Fox. It is fox. So clever fox was drinking water. So what is the head word over here? Here fox is the head word and clever is the adjective. That's why clever fox is the subject in this sentence. Was drinking water is the predicate. Next, the black horse runs very fast. Here what is the head word? Horse is the head word and black is the adjective. So the black horse is the subject in this sentence. Run very fast is the predicate in this sentence. Next is adjective phase. When the words more than one modify a noun or pronoun, they are called adjective phase. Understood? What is an adjective phase? When the words are more than one, when they modifies a noun or pronoun, that are called what? An adjective or adjectival phase. Look at the example below here. An old lady is an old lady taking a stick is walking. An old lady taking a stick is walking. So here what happened? An old lady. Here an old lady is the what? Adjective phrase, and it is used as a subject of the sentence. Next, I saw her having some stationery. I saw her having some stationery. So here what happened? This is also what? An adjective phrase. So this can be also used as a subject of the sentence. Next is qualifier. A qualifier is made by joining determiners and adjective. What is qualifier? It is the joining of a determiners and an adjective. Look at the example below. The black horse run very fast. Here, the is the determiner and black is the adjective. So it is the joining of the and black, or we can say determiner and adjective. That's why it is called what? Qualifier, and it is used as a subject in this sense, or it is the subject of this sentence. Next, a little baby is sleeping. Here, a and little, these both are what? Determiner. Baby is what? A is the determiner and little is what? Adjective. That's why it is the joining of a determiner and adjective. So in this sentence, a little baby is the subject. That means a qualifier also what? Used as a subject or work as the subject. So what you learn? We learn that subject can be divided into following parts. How? It can be divided into head word, determiner, adjective, adjective phrase, and qualifier. Now we will learn that what is predicate and what are the different part of, or a different part of predicate. Look at here, predicate. It can be divided into the following parts. Seems like subject, predicate also can be divided into following parts. First one is verb. Look at the sentence below here. Ram is playing football. Ram is playing football. Can you tell me what is the subject here? Ram is the subject. Why? Because it is what? A noun. That's why Ram is the subject. Next, look here. Is playing football. Is playing football. Here, is playing is verb. Is playing is verb. So it is a part of predicate. Is playing is verb. That's why it is a part of predicate. Second sentence, she is a good girl. She is a good girl. So what is the subject here? She is the subject, and is a good girl is predicate. Here what is verb? Is the verb. That means verb is the part of a predicate. Second, indirect object. If we put the verb, the question, whom, we get the answer indirect object. That means if we will put a question to the verb, whom, and the answer what we get, that is the indirect object. Example, she gave me a dictionary. She gave me a dictionary. So if we put the question whom, what will get the answer? We'll get the answer me. So here me is the indirect object. Next, he gave me a book. He gave me a book. If you put the question whom, to whom he gave a book, to whom he gave a book, the answer is me. That's why me is the indirect object. On putting up the question whom to the verb, we find the answer what? Me. So me is the indirect object. In the above two example, when we put the question whom, what we get the answer? We got the answer is that me. That's why me is the indirect object in this predicate. That's why indirect object also part of a predicate. Understood? What is the first part in a predicate? verb. Second is indirect object. Next is direct object. If we put the question what to the verb and we find direct object is the answer. That means when we put what question to the verb and the answer which we get, that is called a direct object. Understood? To the verb when we put the question what and the answer which we get, that is called what? Direct object. Let us take an example. She gave me a dictionary. She gave me a dictionary. So let us put a question word what. So what she gave you? The answer will be a dictionary. Next, he gave me a book. What he gave you? A book. On putting of the question what, the verb we find the answer a book and a dictionary. So here a book and a dictionary are the direct object. Understood? What is direct object? When we put the question what to the verb and the answer which we get, that is called direct object. So don't be confused about direct and indirect object. What is indirect object? When we put the question whom and the answer which we get, that is called indirect object. And when we put the question what and the answer which we get, that is called direct object. So verb, indirect object, direct object, these are the part of a predicate. Next is what? So next is gerund or infinite. Joining by ing and joining by to before the first of the verb. That means when we join ing or when we join to the verb first form, that is called what? Gerund or infinite. Look at some of the example. I am learning swimming. Here, what is the verb first form? Learn is the verb first form and we have added or joined what? Ing. That's why it is called what? Gerund. Next, he is teaching me to read and write. He is teaching me to read and write. So what is the verb first form here? Read is the verb first form and before read we have joined what? To. That's why it is infinitive. Next, I request him to work hard. What is the verb first form? Work is the first form and we have joined the word to. That's why it is what? Infinite. So this gerund and infinite also a part of a predicate. Understood? Gerund and infinity also a part of predicate. Next is complement. Words which support the meaning of verb, it may be a noun, adjective or adverb, those are called what? Complement. Look at the example here. You are a doctor. You are a doctor. So here a doctor is the complement. Next, he is an athlete. Here an athlete is the complement. So in normally or in a easy way, if you want to know what is complement, so let me explain you that. What is complement? That means in order to complete the incomplete sentence, the word which is used, that is called complement. Understood? In order to complete the incomplete sentence, the word which you are using, that is called what? Complement. Look at the sentence over here. You are a doctor. So if you remove the word a doctor, so what is left? You are. Do you think you are is completed? No, it is an incomplete sentence. So to complete this one, we put a word a doctor. So when we put a word a doctor, what happen? The sentence is completed. That's why it is called what? Complement. Next sentence, he is an athlete. So if you are removing an athlete from this sentence, he is. Is it a complete sentence? No, it is incomplete. So in order to complete this sentence, we have used what? An athlete. Now the sentence is completed. That means he is an athlete. That's why an athlete is what? A complement. So hope you understood what is a complement. That means in order to complete the incomplete sentence, what we use or what word we use, that is called a complement. Next, the subject of sentence usually come first, but sometimes it put after a predicate also. So far we learned that always subject come first. That means in the first part of sentence, what is the subject, or we put subject in the first part of the sentence. But what happens, sometimes subject also can become or put after a predicate. Let us take an example. Here comes the Lord. Here comes the Lord. Here comes is the predicate. Here comes is the predicate and the Lord is subject. So sometimes subject may be put or placed after the predicate. And the last one is, in imperative sentence the subject is left out. That means in imperative sentence the subject is left out. Look at the example below. Get out. Here there is no subject, but we can imagine that you get out. Understood? In imperative sentence, subject is left out, but we have to imagine, or the meaning will be you get out. So, what are the different part of predicate? The different part of predicates are verb, indirect object, direct object, gerund and infinite, complement, etc. So this is what about subject and predicate. So in this class or today's class we will learn about the part of sentence. There are two important part of the sentence. One is subject and other is predicate. So thereafter we learn what is subject and what is predicate. Next we learn that how to differentiate subject and predicate. Next we learn that what are the different part of subject and what are the different part of predicate. Hope all of you understood.